kids having fun. Might need help going right here. CrossFit Alaska.
So all these logs that we've been pulling out here are white spruce, and they're standing dead, beetle killed. This one here that we're pulling is a big forked one that you'll see in the support for the actual deck itself. All of these logs that we've collected here on the beach are going to be used in supporting that deck. They'll be stripped and cleaned, and we put in cement in rocks and put brackets on them, and then these logs sit on top of it to support the main part of the deck. And when they're finished, they just really look beautiful trees, beautiful trees. So we're getting ready now here to float them back down to the lodge.
Okay, so we got the last of the logs here from Mike, and I'm just flotilling them down. There's about 10-12 logs, and just started raining when I finally got them hooked up, but this will start working out real well, pulling back to the lodge there in a nice day. So. So this log here and the other ones we're going to be using all look like this just a little while ago. the bark is on these trees, and they were standing dead. So when you take this off, it looks nasty, and but underneath the bugs have been working, and as you can see, those are the bugs right there that eat on these trees. But when you take it off, it looks like that on these logs. It looks kind of, you know, dirty and nasty, and then you just scrape it, scrape off all the stuff they've been eating and making a mess underneath there. And so then you end up with a lot nicer looking piece of wood, like on here. When you take this off, same thing. When this stuff comes off, and then you brush it. We're using brushes, so it'll look like that. And those lines, so when you stain those really stand out. Some of these are really, really neat looking. So once you get the bark off and cleaned off and then brush it, this is what it starts looking like. And then when it's all clean, lightly sanded, and so that keeps its visual effect there for the deck. This is one of the main support logs for the deck. And as you can see, this will really have some neat character. And some of this isn't quite done yet, but there again, that's another one we'll be sanding. Here again, this is what those lines look like. Those bugs do that. This is before and that's after. So this is the main beam that I'm taking the bark off of for the deck. And as you can see, it looks kind of nasty underneath the bark. It's been sitting for quite a while, but you can see there's a lot of bug damage, and I'll show you here after we get it all cleaned up what it looks like. And when you start, it looks like this. That's the edge of the log, and still got it's cut on two sides, and then we just strip it, and then we're going to cut it right down the middle to make a beam to support the deck up there with the live edge to the outside. So today here we've been putting in the stones that our deck is going to be right here, and so ahead of time now we cement in these big stones that the logs will sit up on top, as you can see there. And when we're done, they look really cool when a log's sitting on them. Those are big rocks that match the other big ones we got. And so we got 6 of them in here, and we got the last one to do now. Once these are done and finished, then we start putting the deck in here. So this is pinned in. We dig holes down to the gravel and then fill it up, put rebar in it, and then in the bottom of these stones we put a rotohammer and put a pin in, and that sticks in to hold it in place, and then we cement around it so they'll never move. So this thing will be right at the end here, a nice big rock, and it'll give you a really awesome looking deck here. Stones are all in. These are the stones, the striped stones, and from there, and you can see down the line here, there's, and then on the side here, there's going to be a set of wood steps all the way from that road, a landing right here that'll go over to the deck over there, and then on down to the first floor. The deck we'll have in, actually the logs are going to go in here this afternoon. These are the rocks that the logs are going to sit on, and they're all ready to put logs on here because there's going to be a deck going out that door over here, and they've been cemented in and ready to set the logs on them. So here we're cutting a notch out of the rock that this log's going to sit on top of, and then this other support log is going to go from this one to that one, and around here it's being put in now. And so what I'm doing is I'm notching out this rock to make a ledge that we can attach this log to it, and then rotor hammer a hole through the back side and put a bolt in through here to hold that, and should look out pretty good. So now once the cutting's done, we got a little ledge we can set that log on around that rock. It should be pretty good. And this one here is almost ready to go. Back in here, get that brass bracket. Now I've cut with the diamond saw to get a ledge so we can put the beam that goes across here to this one. And then now David's got that one ready to go, and to set the end in and tie these together here. Okay, we're getting the framing done here on the back deck coming out of the washer room and tying around to the dining hall. And it's getting all framed in. And this is going to be moved around the corner here today. And it's just looking pretty good here. Today we'll pretty much have this part of the deck done. Okay, we got most of the deck done here today. Look at this quality work here. From here we can go up to the road up there. Got hand railings to put on yet. And then here's our steps going down here. These are made out of the big 2 1/4 inch planking. All the way down. Follow the yellow brick road. We've got to do some staining yet. And then there'll be all rock here and some rock steps here.